America, 12 times the defense budget, 11 aircraft carriers, the most powerful military in human history. France, 1 carrier, 1/8 the fighter jets, and 290 nuclear warheads that make invasion literally suicidal. In 2009, a French Rafale shot down an F-22 Raptor in a training exercise. America said it never happened. The cockpit footage says otherwise. Right now, French air defense is outperforming the famous Patriot system in Ukraine. France builds everything itself: nukes, subs, missiles, carriers. So could they actually survive an American invasion? Let's find out. The Leclerc beat the Abrams in NATO's 2019 tank competition. France's Leclerc main battle tank holds a distinction no other Western tank can claim. It's the only NATO tank with an autoloader, eliminating the 4th crew member that American, British, and German designers considered essential. This 57-ton machine fires 12 rounds per minute compared to the Abrams' 6 to 8 rounds, while its lighter weight gives it a top speed of 72 km/h and an operational range of 550 km, 30% better fuel efficiency than its American rival. The proof came at the October 2019 Iron Spear competition in Latvia, where a French Leclerc crew defeated teams from 8 NATO nations, including American M1A2 Abrams, German Leopard 2s, and British Challenger 2s in combined speed and precision shooting. Even more telling, when the UAE deployed 70-80 Leclercs to Yemen starting in 2015, 0 tanks were completely destroyed, despite heavy combat. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia's American-made Abrams suffered at least 9 filmed destructions by Houthi rebels in the same theater. The Leclerc's CM-120-26 gun uses a 52 caliber barrel versus the Abrams' 44 caliber, producing higher muzzle velocity for its armor-piercing rounds. French crews have demonstrated hitting targets 4,000 meters away while driving at 50 km/h. At Greek Army trials in 2003, the tank achieved a perfect 20/20 firing score, where France wins speed, rate of fire, fuel efficiency, strategic mobility, and the Yemen survivability record, where America wins raw armor protection. The Abrams is heavier for a reason, and decades more combat experience across multiple theaters. Ukrainian soldiers call the Caesar howitzer the French Ghost. The Caesar self-propelled howitzer represents French defense industry's greatest export success story, a bankruptcy project developed with private funds in the 1990s when the French government showed zero interest, now generating over $2 billion in sales to 15-plus countries. At just 17.7 tons, it's the lightest 155mm self-propelled gun in the world, yet delivers devastating firepower with a 42-kilometer range standard and up to 70-kilometer with extended range ammunition. The Caesar's magic lies in shoot and scoot, ready to fire in under 60 seconds, displaced and gone in 40 seconds. Russian soldiers on Telegram describe it as the French Ghost. Ukrainian crews fire 5-6 quick rounds and vanish before counter-battery radar can lock on. The result, Caesar has suffered under 10% losses in Ukraine, 2 to 3 times lower than comparable artillery systems, which typically lose around 30%. Some Caesar barrels in Ukraine have fired over 7,000 rounds. Extraordinary when most artillery barrels need replacement after 503,000 rounds. The 155mm 52 caliber gun outranges the American M109 Paladin, 42mm 30 km standard, and Caesar's road speed of 100 km/h lets it self-deploy across highways, while the tracked Paladin crawls at 56 km/h and requires transporters. A battery of 8 Caesars can deliver over 1 ton of explosives in under 1 minute against targets 40 kilometers away. As one Ukrainian commander put it, a sniper rifle on wheels. Where France wins, range, 40% better. Deployment speed, strategic mobility, lower maintenance costs. Where America wins, the Paladin's enclosed turret provides crew protection. The truck-mounted Caesar lacks for close contact scenarios. The Jaguar's 40mm cannon took 30 years to develop, and it's revolutionary. The EBRC Jaguar entered French service in 2022, armed with a 40mm case telescoped ammunition cannon, a weapon system France and the UK spent 3 decades perfecting. The result defies physics: 40mm rounds that are actually shorter than standard 30mm rounds, because the projectile sits inside the cartridge case, rather than protruding from it. This engineering breakthrough means the Jaguar packs tank-killing firepower into a medium-caliber weapon. Its APFSDS rounds penetrate 140mm of armor at 1,500 meters, comparable to early tank cannons, while firing at 200 rounds per minute. The A3B airburst round spreads 660 grams of tungsten pellets across 125 square meters to eliminate infantry and drones. The Jaguar carries 100 ready rounds versus just 24-25 for comparable Swedish systems. Beyond the revolutionary cannon, the 25-ton reconnaissance vehicle mounts two MBDA MMP missiles capable of penetrating 1,000 mm plus of armor, giving it genuine tank-killing capability. The wheeled 686 platform achieves 800-kilometer range, 60% better than the American Stryker Dragoon. Belgium has ordered 60 Jaguars and Luxembourg 38, while the 40mm CTA is spreading across NATO. It arms the British Ajax and is being offered on multiple other platforms. This is becoming NATO's new medium-caliber standard, where France wins firepower, 40% better penetration than US 30mm, range, integrated anti-tank missiles, next-generation cannon technology. Where America wins, the Stryker family carries troops, the Jaguar is pure combat vehicle without APC capability. A Rafale pilot shot down an F-22 Raptor in mock combat. The Dassault Rafale exists because France refused to depend on American aircraft, withdrawing from the Eurofighter Consortium in 1985 and flying its demonstrator in 1986, years ahead of European competitors. The result, a fighter with no US kill switch that France can sell to countries America won't approve, generating massive export orders to Egypt, India, UAE, Qatar, Greece, and Indonesia. The most shocking vindication came during a 2009 UAE training exercise when a French Rafale pilot maneuvered onto an F-22 Raptor's tail and scored a simulated kill. France released cockpit footage showing the pilot pulling 9 Gs. The US denied it happened, but the video exists. German pilots later confirmed the F-22 struggles in knife fight scenarios, where its beyond visual range and stealth advantages are negated. During Libya 2011, Rafales demonstrated a unique capability. They operated over hostile airspace without dedicated electronic warfare escort aircraft. The Spectra self-protection suite, rumored to use active canceling technology that reflects radar signals back, allowed French jets to not only protect themselves, but locate and destroy Libyan SAM sites. No other fourth-generation NATO fighter did this. The Rafale has accumulated 30,000 plus operational flight hours in combat across Afghanistan, Libya, Mali, Iraq, and Syria without a single loss to enemy fire. The French Navy reported up to 94% availability rates during carrier deployments. Compare that to the F-35's well-documented reliability struggles. Cost per flight hour: Rafale $16,500 versus F-35 $40,000, $50,000. Unique feature: only non-US aircraft cleared to operate from American carrier decks. Nuclear capability: Rafale M can deliver ASMPA missiles with 300 kiloton warheads from carrier deck. Where America wins, the F-35 stealth and sensor fusion remain unmatched for first day of war penetration missions. Where France wins, operating costs, availability rates, operational independence, combat-proven reliability, and close combat agility, where stealth advantages disappear. The Charles de Gaulle's propeller fell off during sea trials. France's Charles de Gaulle aircraft carrier holds a unique status, the only nuclear-powered carrier completed outside the United States Navy, and the only non-American carrier with catapult launch capability. But its path to service makes for incredible YouTube content. During November 2000 sea trials, the port propeller broke and fell into the Atlantic. Investigation revealed air pockets in the cast metal. Then the absurd twist: the propeller blueprints were lost in a fire at the supplier's office. The carrier operated for years using hand-me-down propellers from the retired Clemenceau, limiting speed to 24-25 knots instead of the designed 27. Former President Giscard d'Estaing called it a half-aircraft carrier. Despite the rocky start, the 42,500-ton carrier has deployed to Afghanistan, 770-plus sorties in 2001-2002, Libya, and ISIS operations. It carries 30 Rafale M fighters, 2 E-2C Hawkeye early warning aircraft, and can launch 100 sorties per day. Its nuclear propulsion provides unlimited range, and interoperability with U.S. systems is proven. Charles de Gaulle has launched American F/A-18 Super Hornets. The carrier is less than half the size of U.S. supercarriers, 42,500 versus 100,000 tons, carrying 30-40 aircraft versus 75-90. But paired with Rafales carrying Scalp cruise missiles, it can strike targets 1,000+ kilometers inland. And as France's only sea-based nuclear platform, those Rafale MES can deliver nuclear weapons anywhere the carrier deploys. France has ordered a replacement, the 75,000-ton Pang with electromagnetic catapults like the USS Ford, entering service around 2038. Barracuda submarines produce 1/1000th the noise of their predecessors. The new Suffren class Barracuda nuclear attack submarines feature pump jet propulsion, a shrouded propulsor that eliminates the exposed propeller, producing reportedly 1/1000th the detectable noise of France's older Redoutable class boats. Combined with no external fairwater planes and X-shaped rudders, these are among the quietest submarines operating today. Most importantly, Suffrens carry the MDCN Naval Cruise Missile, Naval Scalp variant, with 1,000+ kilometer range, making them the first French submarines with strategic land attack capability. A single Suffren could surface off an adversary's coast and strike targets deep inland. Key specifications: displacement, 5,100 tons submerged. Crew, just 60-65, compared to 135 on U.S. Virginia class. Thanks to extensive automation endurance, 70 days. Limited by food, not nuclear fuel. Weapons, 20 torpedoes, Hajj missiles, doubled from predecessor class. Special operations, can deploy 15 Commandos Marine via swimmer delivery vehicle. 3 Suffrens are now operational with 3 more building. All 6 will serve by 2029-2030. The U.S. Virginia class carries 3 times more weapons and a hull twice the displacement, but France's boats cost roughly half as much, $1.15 billion versus $3.2 billion. SAMP-T is outperforming the Patriot against Russian missiles in Ukraine. The most surprising revelation for this video: French Army Chief General Fabien Mondon told the French Senate in November 2025 that SAMP-T is currently outperforming the famous Patriot system against modified Iskander missiles in Ukraine. Russia altered missile flight profiles to exploit Patriot's sector-based radar blind spots, but SAMP-T's 360-degree rotating AESA radar continues intercepting effectively. The SAMP-T deploys in 15 minutes versus Patriot's 30, and in March 2025, a Ukrainian SAMP-T shot down a Russian Sukhoi aircraft at over 90 miles. The Aster-30 Block 1 NT missile can intercept tactical ballistic missiles and even hypersonic cruise missiles. Shocking fact: Ukraine will receive the next-generation SAMP-TNG before France and Italy themselves, announced for 2026 delivery. Denmark chose SAMP-T over Patriot in September 2025, despite an $8.5 billion American offer. Per NATO tests, the system achieves 85% interception rates against Iskander-class targets. Could France survive a U.S. invasion? The nuclear math conventional reality: the United States would achieve overwhelming victory. With 12 times the defense budget, 11 supercarriers to France's 1, 8 times more fighter jets, and global logistics infrastructure, the U.S. could likely establish air superiority within days and neutralize French conventional forces systematically. Nuclear reality: none of that matters. France's Su-290 warheads represent enough destructive power to kill tens of millions of Americans in retaliation. A single M51 submarine-launched missile can destroy 6 cities. France maintains submarines at sea continuously, meaning even a successful first strike couldn't prevent devastating response. This is precisely what de Gaulle designed. Dissuasion du faible au fort, deterrence of the strong by the weak. France doesn't need to match American conventional power. It only needs to guarantee that any attack on French vital interests would result in unacceptable damage to the aggressor. The bottom line: a U.S. invasion of France is unthinkable, not because France could win. It couldn't in conventional terms, but because France can guarantee the attacker would suffer catastrophic losses that no rational actor would accept. That's the entire point of France's 60-year investment in independent nuclear capability. French military by the numbers: 264,000 active personnel. Goal: 275,000 by 2030. 50.5 billion defense budget, 2025. Global firepower ranking: 6th, 7th worldwide. Number 1 in European Union, 89% public confidence in armed forces, highest of any French institution. The only EU nation with genuine expeditionary power, projection capability. France isn't America, but it's built something no other European nation has: complete strategic autonomy, backed by weapons that actually work in combat, proven from Ukraine's battlefields to the skies over Libya. That combination of independence and capability is exactly what makes France's military worth understanding.